Hello, everyone. Wait, checks. Yes, okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our meetup today, Valorant Meetup. Um, my name is Zivas, and I lost my track right now. Okay. Okay, let's do this again.
Okay,
My computer lagged again. I'm sorry. It's been doing that the whole evening. Okay, my name is Zivas and welcome to Valorant Slovenia Valorant Meetup. Today we're joined here today with Kris from Cyberwolves. So first let me tell you a little bit about myself and Reveris. So over here in our space, you can see it very well right now. This is the Reveris hub that we're trying to open when the epidemic loosens its restrictions. But for now, we are also having co-working spaces here. Reveris in general is a startup accelerator for startups in esports and gaming industries. Um, we help build the we help build the startups, help them get investors, stuff like that. But for now, let's talk about Valorant and let's talk about Kris himself. So I'm gonna give my words to Kris now. You can introduce yourself a little bit, tell something about yourself.
hello everyone. I'm Kris, K-Horror Horvat. Um, I play video games. Like I'm involved in esports. Um, I peaked top 700 in Valorant in Europe. Um, we are currently um, number 3 in the Slovenian league, and that's like all I have to say.
Okay. So I wanted to just start with you personally a little bit. So who you are, how you got where you are, and everything in between. So the first thing I wanted to ask is, what does your path in esports look like? So how did you come to this point? Did you always know you wanted to do that? Was that like accidental? Uh, was that?
Um, I used to play a lot of video games with my friends,
Mhm.
and I was also like playing football. Um, so I like played 6 or 7 years without like being too serious about it. I was just playing all the time with my friends. And then I got injured. I broke my like I broke my ribs and my shoulder, and I couldn't like play sports anymore. So I switched to esports, I guess, and it like helped me mentally and stuff.
So it was, if you don't mind me asking, it was like a serious injury. You can't go back to sports. So you,
Um, no, everything hurts if I like
okay.
do anything.
How come you did? I just remember this. Did you play any FIFA then? If you played football a lot?
No, no, I hate FIFA. I hate watching football. I hate everything about football, but I love to play it. It was like
Yeah.
yeah, I was good in it. So yeah.
And I wanted to ask if the opportunity arises, would you ever want to go pro? Because right now, obviously in Slovenia, it's more of a competitive scenario. Not a lot of Slovenians are pros, but if you ever get the chance to go pro, would you take that opportunity?
I would take the opportunity because like I love competing and it's fun for me. It's also fun to like practice with my friends and teammates. Like stuff like that makes me happy, and I just wanna be a part of it.
Yeah. So you started with Slovenia United, and now you're at Cyberwolves, right? Was
Uh, yeah.
was there anything before that that I don't know about?
I played in like a lot of different orgs back in CS:GO. I
Mhm.
also played for a lot of organizations in Valorant, but I don't know. Like people make promises and then they just fall apart. I guess
Yeah.
nobody keeps the promises going.
Well, actually, one of the questions I had was if you played any other shooters before Valorant. So you said you played CS:GO. How long did you play CS:GO for before the
Uh,
Valorant?
I don't know. I played about 5,000 hours of CS. Then I yeah. Then the Valorant came out. I mean, Valorant came out, and I basically switched to Valorant like for 3 seasons,
Hmm.
and then I got burnt out because my team at the time like didn't want to didn't take stuff serious, and I basically got burned out. I like went to back to CS, and then 1 season later I switched again,
Hmm.
and now I'm playing again.
Okay. Did you ever play Rainbow Six Siege, by the way?
I played Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, I thought so.
Uh,
That's why I wanted to ask, because I thought I saw that you were playing Rainbow Six as well.
yeah, I was playing Rainbow Six.
But did you ever play that competitively as well, or did you just play that for fun?
No, I played it like 300 hours. I got to, I think, almost diamond, and then I just quit because it was not that hard. I don't like the games like
You
if
want a
they're not.
challenge.
Yeah,
And which rank, if you don't mind me asking, you are in Valorant now?
I'm immortal. I'm right now. I'm hard stuck in low immortal. That
Hmm.
means like below 8K Europe. I need to climb back to like 3 digits or something.
Good luck. I wanted to ask you as well, like, what do you think of Valorant as a newcomer to esports? Like
Mm,
playing other shooters before, what do you think about Valorant?
I think it can become great, but right now it's not like it's not enough like content in Valorant.
Mhm.
It's missing something. Like you can't like it's not gonna be a number one esport because it's like there is something missing to balance every ability out. Like everything is just so random. You get spammed by everything. You can't really strategize before playing because it depends what the enemy team is playing.
Mm,
So let's take for example, if you strategize with the breach and they let's say have Phoenix, he can like counterplay your whole composition with just like a flash push ult. I don't know. It's you can't really like
yeah.
yeah
You want to rush in and then Breach just flashes you 3 times in a row and you can just turn around.
yeah it depends what enemy team is playing. Like of course there is like meta picks like for the team. Let's say on Haven meta is like the Raze or Jet with breach. That's like meta right now, but you get the teams who are just playing some random stuff and it's like so hard to beat them
Yeah.
with the standard stuff.
So you think that if Valorant doesn't, because one question that we actually had, or the topic that we actually had on the last meetup or two meetups ago, I think, was kind of comparing also CS:GO to Valorant. Ask the question that was asked was also if you think like CS Valorant would stay as long as CS:GO did, like if it would go as far as CS:GO did.
um I don't know. It like I don't know if that's like possible, but because like CS is around since like 1.6 1 point like 1.3. I played I started there, but I don't know if not I but if people are gonna play Valorant so long, maybe if they like get big on esports, but other than that like I don't know.
I do think it's getting pretty big in esports though.
Yeah,
So
it's getting there.
yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely climbing faster than CS:GO did. I think CS:GO took a bit longer to
Yeah,
get there, and Valorant kind of blew up all of a sudden. So it was like a really fast climb, but now they have to do something for them to like stay there, to
yeah,
stay.
yeah,
And like you said, maybe balance the agents a little bit more and to make it more of a strategy to play it.
yep.
Okay, so actually, the point of this meetup was to talk about this, and that is, do you think it's harder to start with a game that has been around for a long time, for example, CS:GO again, or with a new coming game like Valorant, when you can learn together with other players and are not just dropped into the pool of players that are already like good or already know how to play the game?
I mean, if there is a ranking system in the game, it's not. You can start anywhere you want. Like CS, Valorant doesn't matter. If you're young enough and if you're like, if you just want to compete and get good in like video games, of course, you play whatever is fun and whatever is good with your friends. Because if you like don't play with your friends and stuff, it gets boring, and that's not really the point of the games.
So your advice is to just play with friends and have fun,
Yeah,
and then maybe see where it leads.
usually when people play with like other friends, they get very good, but they don't realize it because like they never played in like top level or like even semi-pro or amateur leagues, but usually the people who play a lot of games, like a lot of hours per day with friends, and they're 100% guaranteed to get like good in games because of just how many hours they play with them. And yeah, it's all practice, I mean.
Yeah, of course. Um, okay, so does anyone, by the way, from the audience have any questions in at this point of the meetup? You can unmute yourself and or type in chat if you're shy. No?
Not yet.
Okay. So I just wanted to go then to a little bit more of like more game them questions connected to the game itself. I always ask like your favorite agent or who are you maining at the moment?
mm, my favorite agent to play on solo queue is definitely, I don't know, maybe a duelist. Jet or Reina are very fun, but right now I'm learning like Killjoy, so I understand her more
Hmm.
because like I need to understand every character completely because I'm shot calling in my team, so if I don't know the timings and the ranges of the flashes and stuff, I can't like uh call right.
You're currently the captain, right?
Yes, I am an I in-game leader, and I drafted the whole team.
Oh, that's
Um,
I actually didn't know that. That's good to know.
Basically, yeah. Right now, Killjoy. Before that, I was Jet and Reina. Before that, I was playing a lot of Breach.
Mhm.
Before that, I was playing Cypher. I play everything. Like,
Yeah, I was the same. I had like times when I played certain agents a lot,
yeah,
and like they keep like buffing and nerfing them, so then you keep changing the agent you play as well. So
yeah. It depends how well in the patch the agent is. I mean, if something is like really broken, why not abuse it, right?
yeah. Okay, so let's continue with this discussion of your favorites and move on to your favorite map.
Uh, my favorite map is Bind because if you like play with the team, you can do a lot of like aggressive plays, peaks. I don't know. You can utilize utility good because it's like squeezed. It's all like
Hmm.
you have long on B and you have hookah that are both like squeezed. And I think it's a challenge to attack on bind, and I like it because if you don't have the right mindset and strategy on bind, you can't like do anything on attack. And I just like to like strategize there and make stuff happen, I
I
guess.
mean, you said before that you like a challenge, so you like the hard maps.
Yeah.
What do you think about Icebox then?
Mm, I think Icebox is great, but I didn't play enough Icebox to really it. I rarely get it in matchmaking, honestly.
I always get it in matchmaking and I hate it. It's like it knows, the system knows.
Yeah, I guess. Whenever I play Icebox, I just go Sage because like I'm totally useless there. I don't know any angles, anything. I'm just useless.
Yeah, it was always, even in the league, I think it was always the first map banned, or like
Yeah,
in the first
I mean
two.
we were down to play because honestly the competition was not hard at that point. So yeah, we were down for anything. But now I guess I don't know. We will see.
Okay, and then the age-long question, Phantom or Vandal?
Depends which map. On Split I play Phantom because it's close. It's everything is close, squeezed up.
Hmm.
On Haven, I like playing Phantom if I'm in garage or on A side.
Hmm.
But if I'm playing mid or long, I'm playing Vandal. Same on Bind if I'm playing U-Haul or if I'm playing in hookah.
Hmm.
Usually I'm playing Phantom. But if I'm playing long range shots, I'm almost always on Vandal.
So you strategize already beforehand, like where your team's gonna go, what you're gonna do, and you can choose the gun
Yeah, it
based
depends
on.
where I'm playing on city side. I mean on defender side.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone has any other questions? Any favorites they would like to ask Kris? I personally just always play Vandal. I got used to AKs in Counter Strike so much
Yeah.
that I just started playing Vandal, and I just don't want to play anything else.
I played Vandal in the beginning when I started playing, but spray is random here, so it's so bad to play Vandal on,
You have to tap.
yeah, on close range. It's like, why?
do
There is no point.
you ever use operator? I mean, yeah, operator.
Yeah, I no, I suck with op. I'm
Me too.
honestly, I'm like so bad with op.
And what is your opinion about Odin?
Listen, man, with Sova on Ascent is actually playable. Like you can stop the planes on Ascent very good. Like you can wallbang down heaven, like below heaven on. I think it's A side. Yes, it's A
Yeah.
side. Like it's a viable weapon there. Honestly, it's not even a meme there. It's like so strong on Ascent. It's not even funny. Even the top tier teams play it on Ascent, but on the other maps, I mean, if you're winning, like, I mean, why not?
Or if you're losing so much that you're just like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
on it doesn't work that much on if you're playing in high ranks because you just get like deleted by a jiggle pick or something. It's just impossible.
Yeah, well, I play on low rank, so
Yeah, Odin in low ranks is actually strong.
yeah, it is. It is. Usually we had
It's
times
actually
where
a cancer.
yeah,
Yeah,
we had times where we would be losing and we would just all go Odin and then randomly win 3 rounds in a row because we just all bought
yeah.
Odins.
I mean, Odin is strong and everything, but the scope speed is so slow, man. It's so slow. You can't play it normally. You need
Yeah.
to aim in advance.
Yeah, and I always say that whenever you reload, you can get a cup of coffee while it
Yeah, you can
reloads.
go to the
Like,
kitchen and like get some food and come back.
yeah, exactly.
It's fun.
Anything else, Goran?
No, that was my question about the guns.
Wait, listen, I have a complaint about the guns. I
Yeah.
was in Radiant and Immortal. Right now, the most popular like force by gun is Bucky, right? It's
Yeah.
so stupid. $900 gun. You can literally one shot someone from like across the site with a shotgun. Like I'm not even joking. I saw Jets in my team that aced with Bucky while they had a full buy, the enemy team. Like it's so stupid. I don't know.
And
I'm not sure why that's in the game right now, but hey,
and you're
Stinger.
even you're even in higher ranks, so they're not.
It's so yeah, it's so OP. It's not like even funny. I have friends that post clips online of them just getting aces with Bucky. It's so stupid right now.
Maybe we're
For
gonna
me,
get.
for me, that gun was Stinger before they nerfed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Stinger is still OP. It's honestly not even that nerfed.
Ah, well, the spray goes away, way
Yeah.
away now.
Yeah,
But before, you could easily mid-range
yeah, that's true.
kill with him.
And if you had them more long range, I managed to kill a lot of people long range with Stinger. Just you have to scope and like burst
Yeah, you
fire.
need to burst.
Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit nerfed now.
Yeah,
I don't
I
play it as
mean
much anymore.
that's right now. I think the game is in the better state because of the frenzy and Stinger nerf. Before that, it was just like so random. Everything was so random. Now it's like more balanced. I think pistol rounds are won by skill, actually, not frenzies, running and shooting. But I mean, that was the game, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty new game. Like it's been out like a year now,
Yeah,
so I think they're still like trying to balance it. So I also have high hopes for it. Like in the sense when when you said it needs to get more balanced, to get like better, like in
yeah,
esports and in
for sure.
general. Yeah, I think they are kind of working on that slowly. I just think they're making slow fixes, like fixing one thing at a time to see um how it does like in the big picture, like in the whole game, and then fix the other thing.
Yeah,
So they are fixing a lot of stuff. It's just gonna take some time because they have to see how it plays out when people actually play these agents, these guns.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Like they need to like change some stuff, and I mean the characters are not that broken right now. They're pretty balanced,
Hmm.
I guess, but like
Yeah, but
movement stuff, it's not balanced at all. Like it's so weird.
especially like when you get like three flashers in the enemy team and you're just blind the entire game.
Yeah, I mean they said that they're gonna focus this game on esports, right? But I mean, in esports, you can't really pick three flashes because you're just gonna lose. And I mean, in esports perspective, it's balanced, but in like solo queue grind, it's so random. It's actually like hard to play. It's hard to play ranked. In like in low elo, that's like it's like so hard.
I used to have a friend that was like global elite in Counter Strike, and whenever he would try to play with us, lower ranks, he would always say that sometimes it's even harder to play in lower ranks. They don't have aim, but they just their play so randomly that he
Yeah,
cannot predict what a low elo player will do, and he was like killed a lot of times because of it.
yeah.
He would just
I
walk around the corner, and it was like, why are you there?
no, like the low ranks are not that like they're the hardest, man. That if they play so random, it's so hard to play against them. But I guess the easier climb is platinum because they just play so predictable. It's so insane. Like they follow the rules of like high elo players, but they are so bad. So it's like it's not even like a challenge in plat. If you get to plat, you're guaranteed diamond or immortal.
Well, I first need to get to gold. Um, I was also about to ask you more about this question we had before when I asked you like about the actual topic of this conversation about whether it's easier to start with a new coming game. You said, if I remember correctly, you said that it doesn't matter that much when you have like ranks where you can play
Yeah,
at. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it now more, and I think it's still easier like to come in a new game. Like it's still easier to at least climb those ranks because there's less players that are
yeah, I
on that
guess.
higher level. Except like okay, when a CS:GO pro comes to Valorant, of course he's gonna like climb up faster.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, like from ranking point of view, it's like I don't know. I don't really have a problem with climbing, so I can't say anything about that. Like I never had the problems with like getting high ranks or anything. So I'm not sure about that, but I guess it's easier if you switch because like there is not that many players, and if there is like a lot of players, they're usually 90% bad. So I guess it's easier
yeah.
to climb in the start than later in the seasons.
Yeah, I felt like it was easier for me to climb as well. I played Counter Strike before, but I was never a high rank. I was never a high rank in any of the shooting games. I play like 1 hour a day, maybe if I have the
Yeah,
time, just like to let off some steam. I'm not like a pro or anything, uh,
yeah,
but I did have at least some game sense and aim from Counter Strike when I came to Valorant, at least a little bit of it from having experience from before. So it was in the beginning easier for me to climb up to a certain rank, but then I got hard stuck in Silver 3.
yeah. I guess it like if when you're playing casually, it doesn't really matter what rank you are. You're just playing with for fun and stuff. Yeah,
I
it's
just
like
want for once in my life I want to be gold so I can say I was gold for once in my life and then I can die in peace and
you got this, you got this.
anyone else has any other questions for K Horror or me? Because we are slowly running out of questions. I'm slowly running out of questions myself. So if anyone wants to say anything, if you want to keep the conversation going, you're welcome to.
You can like ask anything, like random stuff, and I don't know.
How does your week with a team looks like? When do you have trainings? Do you have any coach, or are you coaching the team?
Um,
How do you prepare for the games, for the tournaments and league?
like with last team, like when we were playing league, we didn't really practice because the guys are usually playing solo queue and duo and like duo queue, and I was of course playing like they're not as high up as me, so I was usually playing solo queue because like I think I would improve more if I played alone. But right now with my current team that I picked myself, I guess like it's I don't know it's working right now. We love to practice. We are in the week we practice like every day. We have Saturdays off, but we usually play from 18:00 to like I don't know 10 or something. When we have tourneys, we play like I don't know. It depends how much we if you lose first round, if you lose like because usually you lose first round or you lose in like semifinals. It's usually like that. So the tournament usually lasts for like 6 hours,
Mhm.
and it's really hard to focus at that point. So yeah, we take breaks in between scrims, like for 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get some air, and we go back, I guess. And about scrims, I guess if I'm there, we scrim in closed groups. So that means people have to be invited to scrim there.
Mhm.
So it's not really a problem of like searching for scrim for half an hour. Like people usually have the problem of not finding the scrim.
Mhm.
But for us, it's not like that big of a deal because everyone is always screaming and playing in that group, I guess.
For anyone, I just want to clarify, 'cause I don't know if how much people know about terminology. Screams are like games
Practice.
where, yeah, practice games between two teams. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to clarify that if anyone didn't know, because I actually learned about that term like a few months ago, and I was very confused about it too.
No.
Yeah, me too. As a dinosaur, I need to learn the terminology.
I was like, "What are you screaming about?"
Yeah. No, but honestly, a day usually goes like we are playing solo queue when we get home to warm up. Then before scrim we usually deathmatch. I mean, at least I deathmatch, and I know some of my teammates definitely deathmatch. Like I don't know, 3 to 4 games of deathmatch. We go on in Discord. We talk about stuff we want to do in scrim. We go in scrim. We do the stuff. We see if it works. We see what's wrong. Like if we can't play certain characters on certain maps, we are of course gonna change everything. Let's say we experimented with the Omen on Bind, and it really didn't work. So we switched to Brimstone because um, there was always one smoke missing, I guess.
Mhm.
Like that kind of stuff you can see in scrims. We usually record scrims on unlisted on YouTube. I mean, we stream,
Mhm.
so it uploads automatically, so we don't need to upload it later. We see what we do wrong, we fix it the next time we play. I guess that's usually how it works.
Do you ever do like custom games, like just to, how they say that even in Counter-Strike and stuff, that you had to like go in a custom game and just
Yeah, we
throw
try break.
smokes, throw smokes for an hour and to see the
Yeah, that
lineups.
I mean, my teammates they have the lineups down and everything, so I don't really have a problem with that. If they know the lineups, I'm not mad. Like I'm not gonna tell them to go practice lineups if they know them. It's
Yeah.
yeah. One of my teammates, he knows a lineup for everything. He knows like I don't know how he remembers everything, but he knows everything. Like
I can't
everything.
even remember
I
those
can.
three lineups for one agent. Like,
I played on an international team before this team,
oh
and I
really?
had I had a Sova main that would like bounce an arrow B from B ascent to A ascent perfectly to land there and fake the push. It was so like what? Like I
Uh,
couldn't believe it.
Before I move on to Mato's question that he left in the chat, I would like to also stay on this topic just a little bit longer. You mentioned an international team. Can you tell us a bit more about that, who it was, and how was the experience?
I played with Arcana. Basically, it's a good organization. Like people are nice in their work, but there was like a lot of problems because like um, one of my teammates was like top 3 in Europe, and he was like actually talented.
Mhm.
The other guy was like top 25 in Europe. We had a Cypherman, and then they were looking for 3 people or 2 people. I got in tryouts. I basically did very good on the trials, and then like I played normally for like a week, and then I had a slump. That means slump means you just play bad for like, I don't know, let's say 1 to 2 weeks, and then you're just back. It's like a period of time.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. Everyone has slumps.
Yeah.
Even like top players have like bad weeks, bad 2 weeks, I guess.
Mm.
And like at that point we had a qualifier for EU Masters. And then someone's computer died before the Masters, and it was like a disaster. And after that, like we were screaming, and I guess if you're playing with top 3 to top 25 EU players, they have like so much ego. It's actually insane. Like, of course they have ego. They're like the best. So you can't comment on anything. And I just like didn't feel that. Like I couldn't comment on stuff they did. I mean, I just couldn't play with them. Like it was not my chemistry. We didn't like connect and stuff. I don't know.
It's really important that you connect with the players. We talked about this in our other meetups as well, that were more focused on the professional part of esports. It was the esports and gaming meetup, and we had a guest from Belgium, if I'm not mistaken, from Dragon Gaming. He also said that the biggest problem with creating a team of really good players is just the connections and the egos, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you put 5 egos in the same team, they're gonna clash. So
yeah, that's not fun. That's not fun. I mean, even if there is like only one like huge inflated ego guy, it's so hard to like do anything because everything he says needs to be right. It's so hard to play. And I mean, that's why they probably didn't like finish great before with like they have like insane individual talent. Like I'm talking, the guy hits everything. Like he's a esports ready player. Like he can get picked up by a well-known organization and play right now. But I mean, he had too much ego, I guess.
yeah.
We couldn't like do anything with him.
Yeah, a lot of organizations, when you talk to like actual organizations as well, they would say that they would rather have maybe someone who's not as good as maybe someone else that has an ego and just be like know how to listen and be like, a normal
Yeah.
normal at communicating.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, now to Mato that asked in the chat, CS:GO or Valorant and why?
100% CS:GO, man. Like Valorant is a great game, but I mean, I picked Valorant because like I don't have a chance in CS:GO. Like I want to compete, and every time you compete in CS, there is always gonna be a team better. It's not possible to be better because like everyone is so old. They're playing the game for like 12 years. It's impossible to get on the top level. And then there is Valorant, which you can pick up a game right now, play for 1 year, and you'll be good like top 5% players because it's the aiming gap is slow, but if you have the right team, you can like succeed instantly.
That also answers kind of partially the question of the topic, right? So
Yeah.
is it easier to start with a new coming game? That's exactly what you said now. Is
No,
that
but
in
it's not because
CS:GO?
it's not because it's new coming. It's because Valorant has like it's so squished. The maps are so squished. You don't even have to aim like so wide or any. You don't have the fast movement. You don't have too many flashes. Like you can throw 10 flashes in CS in one execute, I guess. In this game, you can have 3 flashes. They're like 5 meters away from you, and you need to hit the shot. That's basically what Valorant is. And in CS:GO, you have long range fights. You have like strats that get you peaks. In this game, you can't get peaks. It's not that possible to get peaks because you have slows, flashes, walls. I don't know. You don't need a lineup for a smoke. You can smoke from like anywhere, anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like that's one difference that you now pointed out that I never really noticed before in from Counter-Strike and Valorant is how in Counter-Strike when you were defending, you would actually hold like a corner and like try to get that peak first. And in Valorant, a lot of times you just hide in a corner because they're gonna throw like a bunch of flashes and bombs at you anyway, so you can't hold that peak.
Usually in Valorant, meta is right now you throw a smoke deep in the enemy's territory, and they like, and you just want them to waste utility, and if they don't waste utility, it's so hard to defend the push. It's like almost impossible because you get just spammed with everything. And that's why I think CSGO is better, because you can get spammed by flashes, like if you play on the top level, and there is like only like 4 or 5 spots on each side that like guarantee you don't get flashed. And if you don't know those spots, you're of course gonna get spammed by everything. But if you know the spots, it's like easy for entries and easy for you to like dodge the flashes, but it's also like easy for them because there is not a lot of spots that you can be in. So I guess it's balanced in that way, and I think it's overall like better for esport game than Valorant right now.
Yep. Okay, thank you, Mato, for the question. Does anyone else have any questions? No. Okay, I'm actually out of questions myself. So yeah, if anyone else wants to add something, add to the conversation before we stop recording, before we finish this meetup officially, we can keep talking about the game itself if you want to.
Yeah, anything is good. Like I can answer like if you guys want to know like stuff in high ranks or something, I'm down for everything.
How about aim practice?
Aim practice. I never aim practice in my whole life, not even once. I never aim practiced. I don't know a single guy who didn't aim practice and is right now and was top 1000 in Europe. So I don't know. I'm just lucky, I guess. But I really never aim practiced. I can't say about aim practice because like 0% of the time.
From my perspective, I think if you're looking for something Clarux, it's like aim lab is really good for aim practice, stuff like that. If you otherwise, a lot of players I know just use like before they go into a ranked match, for example, you can just go for a death match and go a few death matches to like kind of warm up your aim.
Yeah, I know that. I know about the program too, but I just asked him what he does.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a tip right now. If you're aim practicing, right, you need to first know the difference between warm up and aim practice. That's the first thing you need to know, because if you aim practice before you're playing, you're just gonna get like, you're not gonna do anything. The aim practice is usually like, imagine if you're going to a gym, right, and you're warming up for like sets and you're lifting and stuff. You're gonna get pumped and you're gonna be like, oh yes, let's go, it's gonna be easy. But imagine if you're like lifting before lifting, I guess. Like every progress comes in the end, not in the beginning. So basically you need to aim practice after everything you do. If you need to study, you will study before aim practice. Like aim practice is the last thing you do, so nothing is like bugging you or anything. You need to, and you're gonna get 100%. You're gonna get better if you do it in the end, not in the beginning or in the between, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you, Clarux. And Mato has another question in the chat. Run and gun in high elo? Question mark.
Honestly, run and gun is a huge problem right now in Valorant. Even in high elo, I'm not gonna lie. Like some pros are making videos about it. It's kind of controversial right now. It's not good for the game. I mean, it's used everywhere. Running gun it's too OP. Like in this game, you can pick angles. Like there is a split second before, like when you're moving, you're here, and you want to pick a corner, right? And there is a split second, like 2 centimeters, you can shoot when you're running.
Picks, yeah.
Yeah, when you're running, you can shoot and it will be accurate. And it's kind of broken. If you go to a corner, you can pre-fire a corner when running. It's not ideal, but I think it will stay in the game because the movement is so slow. It can't be fixed, I guess.
So it's used the same like in the shoulder picks that I mentioned. Like you can kind of quickly.
Yeah, you can quickly, but you can actually spray while running and you will hit the shots because acceleration goes like from 0 to 100, I guess. And
Mhm.
at that time you're like 20 XL. So when you're at 20 XL, you have like 80% accuracy and 20% inaccuracy, I guess. And if you're like 20%, you hit 80% of the time. That's a lot of times if you think about it. If you pick around the corner and run a gun.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're running a gunning, it's not gonna work because like you have, I don't know, like 10% of hitting statistically, but around the corner it almost always works.
Okay. So anyone else before we finish off this meetup? Does anyone else want to ask anything or say anything? Also type in chat if you want to. Okay, I think that's about it then for today. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Kris, for being the speaker, for giving us all the information. What we learned today, so we learned a little bit about, to summarize the conversation we had, we just learned a little bit about Kris and how he got where he is today, some advice that he gave to maybe low elo players. And we talked about whether it is easier to start with a newcoming game. There are some mixed opinions on that. So maybe it is a bit easier just to climb ranks, but in the end you still have the ranks there for a reason. So
it's easier to start in a newcoming, I guess.
Yeah,
that's the final answer.
Yeah, for a final answer, yes, it is a bit easier to start in a newcoming game. I'm gonna paste some links in the chat for your feedback, for the meetup group, like on meetup.com, for our Slack channel, if anyone wants to join by any chance to continue our discussions, and for the Facebook, where we also post all the other events. So the next meetup, it's probably going to be in June. We're going to start having Valorant and CSGO meetups like each 1 month. So there's going to be Valorant meetup every 2 months. And the next meetup this month is going to be Women in Gaming on 23rd. Then on 24th, we have esports and gaming meetup. And on 25th, there's League of Legends meetup. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Kris, again for giving us all the information that you did. And we'll see everyone hopefully on our next meetup.